During another conference with Supreme Master Television team members on Thursday, December 16th, our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai generously once again shared her wisdom while answering questions on various topics, including some recent news related to clergy abuses.
Master Pope Francis has agreed to meet with the French Sex Abuse Commission on a report that 330,000 kids were sexually abused between 1950 and 2020 by clergy, scout leaders, and lay employees of the French Catholic Church. Does Master have any comments on this development?
This guy again? Okay. If they agree to meet and discuss maybe something good, I just hope that Francis' negative energy will not affect these upright people who want to set the record right to claim justice for these poor, innocent, defenseless, and abused and tortured and raped and killed children.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope they're strong enough. If they go to see this Francis, they better recite God's name all the time. Protect themselves. Because if they're not strong enough, then the outcome will be opposite to what they wanted. Yeah. What do you think, huh? This so-called Pope Francis is not Catholic or Christian at all. Anything is okay with him. Anything that he wants, including killing, murdering innocent babies or fetuses or children or, raping, anything, he couldn't care less.
Right.
It's okay with everything. And even extramarital physical relationships, sexual relationships, he's also okay.
Yes, ma'am.
A small thing to him. What means a small thing? It breaks up a family.
Right.
Yes.
To be a head of an organization or a country, you have a big responsibility on your shoulders. You have to think twice before you speak.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, in China, we say, before you speak, your tongue should be twisted 7 times.
Oh.
Meaning you have to think a lot. Be careful what you say.
Yes.
Because it could hurt other people. Like this, he set the whole Catholic Church in flames. Anything they can do. All the priests can rape the children, and nothing will be done, no consequences. You can go out and fool around with anybody besides your wife or your husband, and that's okay also. He set the whole society in flames.
Yeah.
Not just the church reputation only, because the church very hugely influences society.
Yes,
Master.
So he just blah. I think he drinks too much, that's why.
Oh.
Yeah, they're allowed to drink,
Yes, Master.
They just eat a lot of meat and then they drink a lot of alcohol just to have more appetite, just to squeeze down that big turkey, big chicken or big steak, ribs, all this the bleeding sentient beings, flesh. And then drink more wine, more alcohol, have party and whatever. And then they talk nonsense, talk wrong,
Yes, Master.
Yes,
and
Master.
don't even apologize. He has no idea of the consequences. Being so old already, not like he's a teenager or young man.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Oh, sometimes I see him like a devil.
Oh.
I was shocked also because you really see the real hideous side inside of him. God had the 10 Commandments for Moses to pass down,
Yes.
and he's destroying them. He makes society become more chaotic,
Yes, Master.
more confusing, and more rotten. For all this, he really has to go to hell.
Este es un papa ilegítimo porque fue nombrado no por el Espíritu Santo, sino por una mafia de cardenales. Mafia de cardenales es expresión que yo no uso. La utilizó precisamente el jefe de la conspiración, el cardenal Daniels, el cardenal europeo, jefe de la conspiración, que dijo que una mafia de cardenales, muerto de risa, con desparpajo y con descaro. Él confesó, y con maniobras politiqueras prohibidas por la Iglesia, bajo pena de excomunión, esos cardenales eligieron a Francisco. Entonces el origen de Francisco es un origen ilegítimo.
We have come to a point that even simple people with little knowledge of doctrinal issues understand that we have a non-Catholic Pope, at least in strict sense of the term.
Pope Francis, earlier this year, he drew widespread criticism, defending a Chilean bishop accused of covering up for that country's most notorious abuser priest.
In my own name and that of the entire Catholic community,
Un poco de vino les va a soltar la lengua. Van a decir la verdad.
Ireland, 1551. But there is a new fraternity of late sprung up who call themselves Jesuits, which will deceive many who are much after the scribes and Pharisees' manner. Among the Jews they shall strive to abolish the truth, and shall come very near to do it. These shall spread over the whole world, shall be admitted into the councils of princes, winking at their sins. Prophecies about the Catholic Church. Rome will lose the faith and will become the seat of Antichrist. Message from Our Lady of La Salette, Blessed Virgin Mary, vegetarian, received on September 19th, 1846. The agents of 666 now are loose in Rome and have entered into the highest places of the hierarchy. It will be bishop against bishop and cardinal against cardinal, till all that remains will come forward out of the cleansing. Message from Lord Jesus Christ, vegetarian, received on July 25th, 1977. clergy in my houses, where are your straying sheep? Can you not reprimand the evildoer? Shall you consort with Satan, allowing all manner of foul conduct and abominations in my house? Cleanse your house now, pastor, for you are being judged. The eternal Father looks into your heart. Your time grows short. All that is rotten will fall. Message from Lord Jesus Christ, Vegetarian, received on November 1st, 19...
We need to remember that we are followers of Jesus Christ, and his life, humanly speaking, ended in failure, the failure of the cross.
Que anuncian que por las venas de Jesús corre sangre pagana. Sangre pagana. Sangre pagana.
In the Vatican gardens, where they had a female shaman, and they brought in 2 of these statues, and they had everyone bowing down to them while the Pope sat on the side. And the media all over the world and Catholics everywhere who watched the opening ceremony thought, this is very odd. It looks like idolatry. It looks like a golden calf situation. And then throughout the remaining 2 to 3 weeks, these idols were placed in St. Peter's, by the altar of St. Peter's, and in a church called Santa Maria Traspontina, which is very near the Vatican.
Any more?
Yes, Master. Until as recently as 1996, Canada's residential school system separated Indigenous children from their families and then sent them to those residential schools where they were malnourished, beaten, sexually abused, and even murdered.
Yeah.
And now it seems like Canada is setting aside 40 billion Canadian dollars or 31 billion US dollars.
Mm-hmm. That's big money, yeah.
To compensate for the Indigenous children and their families.
Mm-hmm.
You think this is enough for that kind of compensation, Master?
No, it's never enough, but it's about time that they did something. The judicial system or the court requested that they make compensation long time ago, in 2016. So now it's 2021, right?
Yes.
It's 5 years already, and they let it soaking.
Yes.
And only recently they found all these tombs, unmarked graves of the children.
Yes.
Dying without anybody even knowing. The family did not even know. Nobody knows. Dying in the dark, in suffering, in pain, in anguish, like that. And then they daring a little bit.
From late 1800s to late 1990s, more than 150,000 Indigenous children were forced to attend residential schools. These schools were operated by the Catholic Church on the behalf of the federal government. These schools were a front for a forced assimilation campaign. The children were barred from speaking their language. They suffered sexual and physical abuse at the hands of school authorities.
University of Alberta professor Crystal Gale Fraser says abuse was rampant.
I got hit like everybody else that spoke the language here. We got beaten. When one boy would start off a cry, it'll make us all cry. It was a lonesome cry. And for that reason, that boy would get beaten up for making everybody else cry.
We were made to feel ugly because we were told we were ugly. We were made to feel like we were nothing but dirt. And that has remained with me to this very, very day. It's I've never felt that I was good enough for anything.
One survivor said Indigenous people were labeled heathens by the Catholic Church, and nuns told the children they didn't have souls.
Sometimes kids would not show up in classroom. They would disappear for the next day, and we knew that they were gone, but we didn't know where they were gone.
Many students disappeared. They are now being found in unmarked graves.
Indigenous leaders say school deaths were underreported, and the actual number of children in unmarked graves across Canada could be in the tens of thousands.
We never talked about it, no. Just kept silent. Because we were afraid.
A genocide that happened here.
I do hope they really give the money. It's too late, but better than nothing.
Yes, Master.
And many already died. So how can you compensate a life when it's lost?
That's right.
So at least they take care of the present and the future children. That's the least they can do.
Yes, Master.
The least they should do. Never enough money to compensate for any life lost. Not just one life even.
Yes, Master.
And the way they die. The Catholic system and all of them make the world become hellish.
Yes, Master.
They will be responsible in hell because that is what they saw, and they will reap it. If they did not reap already, they will. Believe me.
Yes, Master.
This is the law of the universe. Nobody can escape. Nobody can. I don't understand why these pedophiles are enjoying immunity. Nobody can enjoy immunity for killing, raping, molesting others, especially the children.
Yes, Master.
Even God doesn't have this right. Even God cannot claim this right to do that.
Yes, Master.
I dare say that to God. And God knows I'm speaking the truth.
Father Karadima has been since proven guilty by the Vatican of sexual abuses. He's here, still in the C9.
They will stay as long as the Pope wants them there.
Thank you very much.
It seems then that only the Pope has the power to punish his cardinals. So why doesn't he take stronger action? Maybe because he too faced accusations in his homeland of Argentina long before his election.
El caso de los sacerdotes pedófilos. Dice que esto nunca pasa en mi diócesis.
Nunca que él quiera admitir. Es una mentira.
¿Quién intentó contactar a Bergoglio?
¿Quién intentó?
Sí.
Yo intenté.
Todos.
Yo también. Todos, sí.
¿Todos?
Sí,
¿Y,
sí.
¿Y quién tuvo una respuesta?
Nunca. Nadie.
A todos los famosos del mundo, Leonardo DiCaprio también fue a mostrarle el Oscar, a todos les abre las puertas.
Pero no,
y a nosotros no nos mandan ni una tarjetita para decir lo siento mucho.
No espero nada, no le creo nada.
Y sufrí mucho la decepción y me dolió mucho que Bergoglio no haga nada. Y todo el mundo a mí me decía que le escriba porque él me iba a contestar. Y sufrí mucho. Y estoy muy decepcionada.
In another case concerning other victims, some believe he willfully tried to divert the course of justice. It's the Father Grassi case, the biggest pedophilia scandal in the Argentinian church. In 2009, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison, but the Argentinian church did all in its power to have him acquitted. This 2,800-page counter-inquiry is a confidential, internal Argentinian church legal text. Inside, the children are accused of falsifications, lies, deceit, and invention. The conclusion is clear. The court's decision was wrong. Father Grassi had to be acquitted on appeal. This work was commissioned in 2010 by the Argentine Episcopal Conference and notably by its then president, Cardinal Bergoglio, now Pope Francis.
En el caso Grassi, ¿ha intentado influir la justicia argentina? ¿No? Perché pidió este estudio en el caso Grassi?
Papa Kiko.
Para nada.
The Pope Francis, when he wasn't elected yet, he never saw the normal people who complained to him about their children being molested when he was still in Argentina. And he did not see them, but he saw all the famous people. It's written. It's reported on the news.
Yes, Master.
It's not I who say that. These people are still alive, and they tell the truth. Yeah, I told you already, the same right now. He will see the big shots, but he doesn't care about the commoners, the downtrodden. He just says, oh, help the poor, help the poor. All this is just hypocrisy. Just for show. He did some of the so-called humility act, kissing, washing the feet of the criminals and all that. Yeah, just for show. Because he knows by doing that, people will worship him. We think he's a saint, he's a good priest. It's just a show, it's an empty gesture. You see, no love. A priest in one lifetime, you don't know how many children he harms. Physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. They lost faith. That is the most important point.
Yes, Master.
If you lose spiritual faith, you're finished. You're nothing. You're an empty shell. That's what all the pedo priests do to the children. Worse than killing them.
Yes, Master.
They die in anguish, having no faith, cannot even pray to God when they die. These children, they stay in God's house, being taken care of by God's people, and die in anguish without any ounce of faith in them left. Do you understand how these pedo priests crush their life to the core?
Yes.
Crush everything that they have. Crush everything that God has given to these children. They crush it all finished by their raping sexual act on the children.
Yes, Master.
The effect is deep. It's forever. It's killing, it's murdering them. Not just physically.
Yes, Master. Yes.
Before you die, you should remember God. These children cannot even. They also cannot go to heaven. Because they don't remember God. They hated God at the time of death because they crushed them. And if not, they live the whole lifetime hating God. Why God doesn't help them? Why God did not take care of them? Why God let these priests live in all luxury and crush them like that?
Yes, Master.
So the whole lifetime they will live in hatred of God, and they will go to hell also.
God.
This is the thing that you should consider and worry about. It's not just about their physical damage or death even.
Yes, Master.
God has created humans. Humans must always remember God, so that at the time of death you won't forget. But as a child, their faith is already crushed into powder like that. How would they live in God anymore?
Yes,
Unless it's a miracle that happens, or some enlightened person helps them somehow to regain their faith, to repair their damage inside out. Otherwise, these kids are ruined. Done. My God, and already being raped from 3, 4, 5, 6 years old already. My God, what kind of evil is this? The parents, I think they are waking up now. I hope all this news will be more printed everywhere so that the parents will be more alert, yeah? and try to trust the children. Always ask the child if they are alone in the church sometimes or with some priest or at school. Always ask them every day by phone or physically whether or not they are molested or everything's okay, like yesterday or not. If they are at home or not.
Yes, Master.
But maybe some like that is too late already. I wouldn't trust my child if I had to any of the priests. I don't know who's good, who's bad anymore. You see, they smear the whole church.
Yes, Master.
The whole Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And smear it also onto Christianity and into other religions. Make people not believe in priests anymore. Anything else? Other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
The pro-abortion people, they argue that they have a right to get an abortion. And if we decide for them, it's like a violation of a woman's right. What does Master think about this?
Nobody has the right to kill.
Yes, yes, Master.
That's very simple, okay? The women have all the rights they want, but not the right to murder,
Yes,
because that's a crime
that's true.
against any law in any country.
Yes, Master.
Right. What kind of right to murder like that? Go scot-free and even paid for.
Yeah.
This is really beyond idiocy,
Yes, yes.
beyond evil. Only evil can do that. Only the devil can think like that and do like that.
Yes, Master.
And lead the whole country to do that. No one in the sane mind, just normal people, don't even have to be highly moral or priest or pope or whatever.
Yes, Master.
If you call that a right, then all of them should be in jail. Because anybody who murders a child or adults or elderly, sick people even, all go to jail.
Yes, they do.
So why you murder a child, a baby, and paid for it? Isn't that evil?
Yes, Master.
It's against all logic and reason,
Yes, it is, Master.
against all loving kindness and morals, any common sense even, huh?
Yes. Yes.
If that's the case, then why not abolish all the laws? What for punishing all these prisoners?
Yes. Yes. True.
Yeah, they even kill adults who can defend themselves. But the baby in the womb, they cannot do anything. But they know, they get scared, they want to run, they want to hide in a corner even. Their reaction is very clear in the video. In the womb, when they see the needle, they run to the top of the womb. And they react, they cry inside. You can see some of those videos. Any mother who wants to kill her baby with no reason like that, just for convenience and for good looks, should go to jail, and they will go to hell. That is guaranteed, definite. No one can change that. And even if she repents, her sin won't be deleted. Not until she pays the whole cost. As you sow, so shall you reap.
Yes, Master.
That law never fails.
As Master elaborated on the root of all the world's troubles, she also shared a secret from the chief of the COVID virus.
I tell you a secret. Just one moment, I ask if I can. Okay, yeah. I have permission.
Yeah.
Well, I do hope I heard it right. If not, then karma fall back on me.
Oh.
The other day, I asked Chief of all the COVID. I said, will you also punish me if I go out, for example, and will you make me become infected as well, like everyone else? He said, no, we won't do that.
Oh.
He told me, because you don't put meat in your mouth. Oh. I said, I love the animals, people. I don't want to eat them. He said, see, that's why. I pressed further, and this is the secret.
Yes, Master.
So that maybe you can learn something from it. Or maybe not you, but outside disciples and outside people.
Yes, Master.
If they want to learn this secret, I tell them. Originally, I'm afraid to tell because maybe if I tell, then it won't work for me. Sometimes secrets you must keep
Yes,
So I asked him, I pressed further, I said, suppose I go out and I'm not in my own place, I cannot cook for myself, I cannot choose what I eat, and maybe I eat in a restaurant, and if I eat meat accidentally, if I didn't know and I might eat it, then I would be infected and sick as well, right? At that time, you cannot say that I didn't put meat in my mouth. Will you also make me infected? He said, no.
Oh.
I say, why? Why? If I even accidentally eat it, I still eat meat, no? He said, no, because you don't do it on purpose, because you are benevolent. That's the word he said.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't talk further. I don't know why, I just pondered about it.
Wow.
He just left, and I just didn't need to ask anymore. So the secret is, don't put meat in your mouth and be benevolent.
Wow.
Well, if you're vegan, that is benevolent already. But if you have more love, true love also. But being vegan, you will have love.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
People will just develop love automatically. Yeah?
Yes.
Because you go in the right direction, and things will happen in that direction, opposite to the way you went before. So it's just automatic.
Yes, Master.
If you start to be vegan, you know why already.
Yes.
Even if you don't do it for love, but you just try. And because you go in that direction, even though you go blindly, but you go in the right direction, then you will arrive where everybody else also go with intention.
Yes. 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 Master.
So being vegan is life-saving, is soul-saving.
Wow.
Benevolent and vegan will save you.
Wow. It's wonderful. Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
for sharing that secret.
You are welcome.
There are also some other secrets. I cannot tell you right now, but I have written it in my diary. One day, maybe you will know.
People tested that anyone who eats meat, they are more susceptible to COVID.
Oh.
More susceptible, more percentage of getting COVID. But the vegan not. And like you guys, vegan and enlightened and meditate, and then okay, you know already. You know how lucky you are.
Yes, Master.
You go in the right way.
Yes, Master.
Even if you don't become a saint or Buddha or go to heaven, you are a good, excellent human being.
Our deepest gratitude to Most Gracious Master for always trying to help humans to act more compassionately and considerately for the benefit of all beings, including humankind. We pray that divine love and wisdom enters all hearts, letting us create a total vegan world accompanied with pure benevolence. May cherished Master be forever safe and in the best of health, protected by all heavenly beings. To hear Supreme Master Ching Hai's fascinating story with the scorpion, as well as her thoughts on why alcohol is worse than drugs, please tune in to Between Master and Disciples on Thursday, January 13th, 2022 for the full broadcast of this conference.